I'm 49. Just another office guy. Nothing special. And one Sunday night, after doing the dishes, I saw a single phone notification that ended my marriage. Her phone lit up on the counter. The name? A colleague from the hospital. The words? "Thanks again today, sweet girl." The screen went dark, but that message, it didn't. It burned right through me. It felt like I'd just found a hidden room in my own house. A door I'd never noticed before had cracked open, and something strange came pouring out. My fingers hovered over her phone, shaking. And I thought, who am I here? Her husband? Just a bystander? Or some stranger finally finding out the truth? Here's the thing about me. The more I have to say, the quieter I get. So that night, I said nothing, until I finally did. She came into the living room, fresh from the shower. I turned the TV up, turned it down. Then I asked, "Who is he?" She shrugged. "Just a friend, a colleague." I almost laughed. "A friend calls you sweet girl?" She sighed, sat down, like she was ready to rip the bandage off. "It's just tension. Adults know where the line is." She even drew a little line in the air with her finger. And I thought, yeah, she draws the line. She cuts it. Always her. Then she looked at me. "You want to be angry. I get that. But think about how long you've left me alone. You avoided me. My touch. My eyes. My voice. I used to accept it. But I don't want to keep shrinking anymore." I wanted to defend myself. Say I was tired, stressed, working too much. But she just sat there, calm and steady. He and I, we give each other what we need. That word, need, it hit me like a stone in the stomach. We met 16 years ago. Back then, I loved her speed. Thought I could keep up. But over the years, I slowed down. Work piled up. My body changed. Sleep fell apart. Pills, stress, excuses. In bed, I said, "Not tonight." She said nothing. We started living in different seasons, under the same roof. She was spring, wanting to reach out. I was winter, folding in. That hallway between us froze. We turned our backs in the same bed, promised tomorrow. But tomorrow never came. I'd ask, "You okay?" every night. She'd say, "I'm fine." Those words weren't answers. They were walls. And while I was busy closing my eyes, she was busy looking elsewhere. I asked her, "Do you need proof?" She didn't hesitate. Unlocked her phone, pushed it toward me. "Go ahead. The messages." God. "When you smiled today, I couldn't stop myself. Wear that perfume again tomorrow. Sweet girl." Every line felt like hands that weren't mine, like lips hiding behind those 3 dots. I scrolled more, my fingers going numb. Some lines stabbed, others just rotted. So I asked, "What does he think you are to him?" She met my eyes, calm. "He sees me as a woman, in a way you forgot to." And then she started comparing. Not in anger, just matter of fact. "He doesn't hesitate. He makes me feel alive. You were always safe, but safe isn't enough." My chest burned. Anger? Shame? Both. She kept going. "Remember my trip to Manhattan, the conference? I got caught up with someone there, too. It was brief, but it felt like finding a missing puzzle piece I'd given up on." I laughed, not because it was funny, because I had nothing left. "Then what was I to you?" She swallowed. "You were a good man, but beside you, the woman in me dried up. And she wasn't cruel when she said it. That made it worse. With him, I feel steady, she said. When I stumble, he doesn't let go. He asks about my day. He waits for me. I feel seen. Every word flipped something inside me. Chairs in an empty room, one after another, until I was sitting alone with nothing left. So I asked, "What are you two then?" Her answer, "Friends. Friends with benefits." That word, benefits, hit the room like a weight. The house was dead quiet, just the fridge humming, and in that silence I heard what she meant. She thought she was punishing me for every "I'm tired," for every time I turned away, for all the nights I pretended tomorrow would fix it. And yeah, part of me knew she was right. I had left her alone. But knowing that doesn't mean forgiving this. I stood in the kitchen with a glass in my hand. I wanted to smash it. God, I wanted to. But instead, I filled it with cold water, drank slow, swallowed my rage one sip at a time. I turned to her. "So this is all my fault?" She shook her head. "No, ours." And then silence again. Thick, heavy. Her resentment, my failures, both sitting between us. And I realized it wasn't just that we stopped loving each other. We'd started to hate. I went to the bathroom, splashed cold water on my face, looked in the mirror, saw red eyes, a body I'd hated for years. And it hit me. I'd been punishing myself long before she did. By doing nothing, by pretending. When I came back, she stood by the window. "So, what now?" she asked. Her voice sounded kind, but the question wasn't. We couldn't stay. Not without destroying each other. That night, I slept on the couch. Dusty blanket, sagging cushions. At dawn, I remembered that perfume, the one he texted about. I opened the drawer, uncapped it. Just for a second. The smell hit me, familiar, but far away now. I shut it quick. If it lingered, I knew I'd never escape it. The next morning, I called a lawyer. My voice was shaky, but I asked about accounts, property, pensions, things I had ignored for too long. I booked a health check, signed up for therapy. In my first session, I admitted, I was her husband, but I treated myself like a stranger. The counselor asked, "What did you lose first?" My answer was simple. Self-respect, curiosity. Back home, I started clearing drawers. Photos, old receipts, useless junk. She had been the star. I had been the light. Now, I turned it off. The room felt darker, but my eyes adjusted. We weren't villains. We really loved each other once, but I shrank. She grew alone, and someone else stepped in. That's it. I made small plans, morning walks, reading at night. Picked up my guitar again. My fingers hurt, but sound came out, faint, but mine. On our last day, she hugged me lightly at the door. "Take care," she said. "You too," I answered. The door closed. The fridge hummed. For the first time in years, I let myself breathe. Days later, we signed the papers. Outside, she asked quietly, "We weren't always wrong, were we?" I said, "No. We had our right moments too." The counselor once told me, "Forgiveness isn't just for them, it's for you." I'm not there yet, but maybe someday. The first weekend alone, I threw out old clothes, burned candles, junk. Space opened up. The air felt lighter. Finally, it felt like mine. I'm still scared. At night, "Sweet girl" echoes in my head. But other sounds come too. The kettle, shoelaces tightening, the window frame creaking. Sounds of being alive. One day I might see her again, maybe at a cafe. I hope I can just say hi, then walk away. No proving anything. This isn't a happy ending, but it's the one I owed myself. From here, I'm learning to keep what matters, to live with enough.